Good evening and welcome into Off the Line Racing. We are here this week for round two for AM Tier 1, which we're here in Monza. I have how would you like to me Rocom's with me. Hang on a second. Sorry, bud. Have you done the include audio? Yeah. You might need to do it in the party. All right, no worries. Yeah. Apologies for that, guys. We got a new co-com and reserve co-coms with us today, so just sorting out the audio with him, and then hopefully we should be all good to go. So while we wait for some of you to hit track, we've got a couple of people leaving session. I'll jam them invites. Something going on with the game. Try again.
Audio. There we go. That should now be working.
There we go. There we
Okay.
go.
Yes. Some technical issues,
Right,
obviously.
so take it away. Reintroduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan. Obviously, this is my first time here commentating at OTLR. It's going to be a fun season. Obviously, we've got another 11 rounds after last week in Australia today, Monza. 20 minutes qualifying, 27 laps of racing. It's going to be very close, I reckon. Oh,
Yes, I'm sure there was a couple of people that left, so I'm just getting on to
no worries. While
the
you're doing that,
invites, but I can't see him.
we can go through a run here with Cos Mindset. Obviously, you cannot maybe see him, but obviously breaking into turn one, late turn into turn two, getting the power down out of the chicane up into fifth and sixth gear, making his way around the right hander, burning the battery as you want to get as quick around. Get around the track as fast as possible into the chicane, and he goes off a little bit into the gravel trap, sliding across the track, and he hits the wall, and I believe that is a loss of a front end plate for Mr. Mindset himself. Yeah, the front right, he's just lost it. Very unfortunate for
There he
him.
is. We got Duffy back. Sorry, just sorting out getting the couple of disconnects back in.
Yeah, just seeing Mindset there coming out of turn
Yeah, I'm just
turn
on
three, turn
mindset.
four, having a bit of an issue there, going off into the gravel.
So I think next we've just got TTV Konami, who's just started a lap coming up to turn one. Looks nice and clean through turn one and two.
Ricky being first across the line there with a 19.2, setting the benchmark for for the rest of these drives. Obviously, he's expected to be up there throughout the race. We'll just have to wait and see for that one, won't we?
Yeah, there's a pretty decent time there to set for your banker lap. I would imagine, obviously, as the track improves, that we will see them nip into the 118s, but a 19.2 as a banker, you can't complain with. I wouldn't have thought so.
No, especially with it being one of the loads, we could very much see a low 18 here. As you said, as the track improves, these drivers could easily find half a second to a second on their laps, dependent on how much they did struggle on their banker laps, as we do have Ricky's teammate in the other Red Bull, Kainame, as I've just learnt his name is, making his way round the final corner to cross the line. Can he go faster than his teammate? It looks like he does by about 0.2 of a second.
So we got the Red Bulls setting the benchmark to begin with and putting a decent lap down on the board for people to try and compete with for their first bankers. Just trying to look at if there's anyone else on a hot lap currently. I think
We
we
have
have HTL Llama.
we have
No,
Scrounzy
he's
literally
flashing.
just about to start.
We'll
Currently
go
sat
on
there in
to
P10.
Scorenzi in the kick for P10.
We've just had Ty Clear set a lap about 2 seconds off the 2.5 seconds off the pace there. But I'm pretty sure he must have had a bit of an accident there throughout the lap to be that far off. Yeah.
Yeah, Ty Clear. He had a pretty decent race the last week. He impressed me, so I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy can do today round Monza, with it being such a fast track and most of the lap being foot to the floor. It's a lot of it comes down to what the racer can do more than what the car's capable of, where like on more of a track where you have higher downforce, you're
Yeah.
relying on the car more.
I mean, very much like you said, it's I believe it's about 80 to 90% of the lap is flat to the floor. So these drivers very much they're going to have to focus on their exits, because if the person behind them does get a better exit, they could see themselves side by side into the following corner, or losing out on a place, maybe two, especially coming out of the final corner down the main straight. Obviously, it's a very, very long DRS straight and a very, very long run down into turn one. In that sense, it's a bit like Mexico's turn one. If you have a poor exit from the final corner, you could be bogged down 2, 3, maybe even 4 places by turn one.
Yeah, definitely. And while you were just explaining that, Scorenzi put a 19.6, which is he's just dropped to fourth. As we've now had, it's HL Llama who split up the Red Bulls with a 19.1.
Yeah, what was
So
looking like
some people put in some strong banker laps down to begin with.
what was looking like it was going to be a Red Bull 1-2 did, as you said, get separated by the McLaren. Obviously, in real life, a very heated rivalry throughout the season. Obviously, in the season just gone by, maybe we could see something a bit similar to that in the sim world as well today.
Yeah, and with that, Reimer's just set a 19.3, which slots him into fourth between Ricciardo and his teammate, Scorenzi.
Who is next across the line? It looks like it's going to be a Mercedes. Maybe even just starting his lap, or that was maybe
I think that's
invalidated.
Supply Raptor, yeah. He's not flashing, so I think he's on a lap currently.
Where is Raptor? Let's have a look at him. Yeah, loads of battery to play with, almost at full. So he was just saving throughout the last little bit of that out lap there. Gives him enough battery to play with throughout the lap. Try and get in that quick time, get the power down nicely, easy on the brakes, easy on the turn in. Try and find all the time that he can to possibly overtake Kai Name, who is currently sat on a 19 flat on provisional pole.
Yeah, so he's improved on his first time, because it wasn't 19 flat a second ago.
No, it wasn't. As I look up, I wasn't expecting to see that sort of times.
And
I mean,
Haas has just slotted in there. These is tight in the top three at the moment with banker lap. But I mean, Konami's is a second lap, but you can sort of call it a banker, because I think it was still part of his first run.
yeah, I mean, as I was literally just about to start talking, Ricky there going even quicker with just hitting 9 minutes on the clock there. Now only 27 thousandths behind his teammates, separating the top 4. We don't even have 0.2 of a second yet. So that
So
could
these
show.
Red Bulls are really setting the pace at the moment.
Yeah, the Red Bulls are looking very, very strong today. Obviously, the Ferraris in real life sometimes look strong around here, sometimes they don't. This for us today could look like a very strong display from the Red Bulls. Why is my controller vibrating?
I think Josh has backed out of his lap because I saw the light flashing as he was going down the second DRS straight then. So the next person that hasn't got a time down would be the Aston Martin in 13th of Defi. He's just coming onto the second DRS straight now.
Yeah, very right in speaking there. Josh did pull out of his lap due to cheeky track invalidation, as he now makes his way into back into the pits.
And I think I just saw a purple sector from Defi for sector 2, so
I was about to say the same thing.
yeah, I think we're on for another one slotting either in somewhere near the front or putting a new pole time down as he's coming around the final corner now, so we'll soon find out. And he does, wow, straight with an 18-1, he knocks almost a second off of Konami.
Exactly to the hundredth of a second and to the thousandth of a second. It is 847 tenths separating Defi to Kainame.
So yeah, he's just come. There you go, guys. You know, with his first lap and sort. I think that's going to be a hard one for him, even him to maybe beat. But if he does beat, could we see a 17?
I very much think that we could be getting into maybe the mid-ish high of the 17s, maybe a 17-7, 17-8 if we are lucky to experience such drives, as I believe we do have a kick. We do have Scorenzi is how you say his name, I'm guessing. Might be butchering
Yeah,
that.
that's how I'd say
Just starting his one of his, well, what will be one of his final laps. He might have time for another one after this push lap as well.
Yes, there's still 5 people yet to set a lap. As we know, Josh Rose backed out, and I think Supply Raptor did for the same reason of track limits extension. So it just shows that the drivers are not even sort of going for the safe lap. They're trying to like push every part of the lap that they can.
Yeah, while you
right
was
from
just
the
talking,
start.
sorry for interrupting you.
Sorry,
While
Grant.
you was just talking there, I was on board with Kainame there, currently in second place. He was a tenth and a half up on his first sector as he's just crossed the line into the third sector. Now he is gone purple in the second sector. We could see another change in the provisional pole driver, which we're getting to the end of the session now. The track's as good as it's going to get. Obviously, these drivers may get another run or two if they're lucky, but we could be seeing the final places now being picked up. Obviously, we still have about 4 drivers yet to set a time due to either invalidations or just waiting for the right time to come out. But we don't know.
18-8. So another driver now into the 18s. So
As you were just saying that, Pro Ultra jumps up into 4th, not quite hitting the 18s, very close, just under a tenth off of them.
yeah, the track has shown a bit more improvement. Either people were being safe with their laps, or it's just shown more improvement than what I was expecting to see.
I think it was
over
very
the
much
qualifying.
I think it was very much drivers going safe, but I don't blame them. Monza, there's gravel traps everywhere. If you dip a tire in that, it could either send you around, send you into a wall, completely ruin your qualifying, or just make you lose a bit of time. Which all those options aren't ideal, especially for drivers in competitions like OTLR, where the grid is so close together. The thousandth of a second could be qualifying ending. It could see you in second or third when you was on for a pole.
Josh has gone back into the pits, so for him to get a time down on the board, he's going to have to get in and straight back out. Otherwise, he's going to be leaving it a bit tight on time to get round and be able to warm the tyres up enough.
Yeah, I mean, we currently have the top 4 all within the 18s. Obviously, Ricky there currently sat in P5, just coming into the pits himself after invalidating a lap. He's the first driver in the standings to still be in the 19s, but I I do not expect to see him of all people there by the end of this session. Obviously, 3.5 minutes left. We could be seeing the final runs now.
Yeah, I think we've got supply wrapped. He's either backed out of a lap or he doesn't look like he's preparing. So
Uh,
he's either happy with the temps or
I
no, he's
think
still
he is
flashing. I
just
think
about
he's
to
coming
come.
in.
I think is he coming in? He's going very
Yeah,
slow at the
he's
final
coming
corner.
in.
Yeah, it was saving his battery throughout that. I mean, coming into the pits now, he's on 100%. He can't get any more battery even if he wanted to. But yeah, he's coming to the pits maybe just to get a change of tyres. Obviously, not really. I'm not expecting safety cars personally. You never know with racing. It could always be a major incident. You never know, but I'm very much expecting it to be a straightforward race, or one maybe a two stop if drivers are struggling on tyres. Um, as we see there,
Yeah, I
HCL
can't
Llama jump
say.
up into fifth, by the way, as we was just talking.
Yeah, the Llama has just finished his lap, so I would expect like us to see a quick dart off of everybody now, as I can see the Red Bull pit crews getting ready. So
Both of them coming out. Ricky, being out just before his teammate, which means he could have either an incredible lap with his ghost, maybe affecting his teammate ever so slightly. Obviously, in OTLR, as I've just learned, ghosting is on during qualifying. No slipstream is able to be given to teammates, which is quite a good idea, I think, purely down on pace in qualifying.
yeah, the ghosting, it stops any sort of slipstream. So I think we've just seen Josh has just started his hot lap, so I'll stay on board with him for the time being while everybody else is doing their preparation lap, because he's got a bit of traffic in front of him to contend with. That
Just
they're all the
saying,
ones I'm on about that are on their preparation lap.
bit odd to see here. Josh maybe being very confident in his abilities, the only driver to be on the medium tyres in this qualifying session. Obviously, he's one of the two drivers yet to set a time, so we never know how he could actually be as we just hit the
He
1 minute mark.
has been out a couple of times, so I'm wondering if he's used all of his allocated softs maybe, and he's not wanting to use them anymore in case of needing them in a race at any point if there's a late safety car, or I don't know. Like, he has been out a couple of times, so I don't know if that could be a reason why he's gone on to the mediums.
Could very well be, or it could just be that he's used up all his softs. Obviously, as you said, he's been out a couple of times now. He could have just wasted all the soft tyres on those failed runs.
Yeah, he's flashing, so I don't think he's going to get a decent lap in. Oh, he has got a decent lap, but I thought he was flashing like
An
he wasn't going
18.5
for,
on
like, pushing,
mediums.
but ignore me.
18.5 on
Who
mediums.
behind
If he was on
is...
softs, he could have been our pole sitter for today. As he chooses to retire, he's very confident, and I don't blame him being on the medium tyre as well, and setting a lap time way up there with the Aston Martin, obviously, as well as the Mercedes. It could be a good day for him, I reckon. He could be one of the favourites for today.
So we have got Edge, who hasn't managed to put a time down. That is
Yeah.
finished, and Ty Clear has also crossed, so that would be his time for the day.
As you're saying that, I've just skipped onto Ricciardo. He has just set a purple sector too.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I've just seen that.
timings are very much now coming to an end. We'll be seeing the final drivers crossing the line, setting their final laps of qualifying. As Ricky is going to come across the line, is he going to sneak pole? No, he stays in seventh.
I've just seen in the chat that Josh Rose did run out of softs, so that was the reason.
Oh, very unlucky for him then. Obviously, it's what happens if you fail run after fail run. You're going to run out of the tyres you need. As Supplier Raptor couldn't quite keep it in the white lines, ruining his final run, meaning he is, well, it's looking like he is going to stay in second place. It looks like he is. Pretty sure that's everyone across the line, isn't it?
I think that, yeah, the three that haven't got the checkered flag on their names are all retired. Yeah, Josh Rose has just left the session, so
He's going to need
to
another invite
re-invite
back.
him back. But as we have the, he's got plenty of time because we have the lobby reset to do.
Yeah, obviously everyone loads into the race and then retires instantly, don't they?
Yeah, on the first one. Oh, I was just about to click his name. So I need to get a quick snap of this grid order for the reset.
I was gonna say I can always do it as well, just in case.
With there only being 13, I could fit it all on one page today.
That's good at least, not having to worry about quickly rushing it. Obviously, you're given very little time between sessions, aren't you, in the game for some reason?
Yeah, it's a good thing and a bad thing. Like it's a good thing because it doesn't leave people waiting around too long, and then it's a bad thing because if you want to do anything like that, you got to do it quickly. So yeah, everyone should hopefully retire pretty quickly from this first one, and we can get back into the lobby. The grid will be set on how qualifying just finished. The weather is left on dynamic, so the race weather is unknown until we go into the actual race after the reset.
Yeah, obviously the drivers will know a lot more out of that, as in the pre-game standing screen where they're picking their race strategies and their setups for the race. They can actually have a look at the approximate weather changing conditions. We could see a bit of rain later on, or we could see a bit of rain at the very start. We never know until the drivers know, really.
Yeah, Monza can be prone to a rain shower here and there.
As these drivers do get a little bit of a practice start, at least. As
Yeah, and classic Monza, we see a bit of carnage. You can't go to Monza without seeing a bit of carnage on the open run, so let all the drivers get it out of their system
yeah,
now and
if they have any
get some
anger,
clean racing in the actual race.
if they have any anger from qualifying, not quite putting their laps together, they can unleash that anger to go into the race with a clear mind. Which obviously, if you race with a clear mind, you can have a good race. Just a given.
I need to remember to get Josh Rose back in once we are back in the lobby.
I will remind you. Don't worry, Lanky. As it looks
Yeah,
like
why,
a double Mercedes podium. Huh.
Just going to say, why we have a little quiet second loading back into the lobby. After round one last week, because I'm streaming from console, I can't stick a thing up on the screen. So the standings from last week's race, I'll give you the top 10, where Cloud, who I don't believe is racing tonight, I don't think I've seen him. He's on 25 points in first. We've got Josh Rose in second with 18 points. Nick Arrow. I need to double check who that one is because I'm not sure if that's Defi or. But yeah, Nick Arrow in third with 15th. Then we have HTL Llama in fourth with 12 points. Ricciardo's in fifth with 10. Supplies in sixth with 9. He took the fastest lap for last week's race. Pro Ultra is in seventh with 6. Screnzi in eighth with 4. Reimer in ninth with a 2. And then Happy Man, who's I don't think racing today. He's our 10th position at the moment with the 1 point.
Yeah, with the constructors as well. Aston Martin having a very good start to the season for them. Obviously, currently sitting in that first place with 40 points, trailing them by 10 is the McLaren Mercedes, trailing them, in third. Sorry, trailing them by a further 10 is the Red Bull Honda team. In fourth, we have the Mercedes on 9 points. The RB Honda in fifth. It's the highest you're going to see them ever. Um, in in fifth with 6 points. Tied with them in sixth is the Kick Saubers, with the Ferrari finishing out the points for the constructors with only 1 point, sat there in seventh place.
Yes, just have to bear with me a second. I'll be a little bit quiet while I'm concentrating on getting these people into their rightful positions after qualifying.
It's all right. I can keep everyone company. I've had to do commentaries on my own before. Um, as you can see, obviously with the Haas as well, he had a very good qualifying session to say the least. Getting up there with the big boys. He is a reserve driver from what I can establish. Um, from the actual Discord server, he was brought in earlier today just for that Haas seat. As this the only team that doesn't actually have a driver in the Americans' first division is Haas. So he could be looking at maybe getting a full-time seat if he could prove himself over the coming weeks, maybe. Who knows? Ugh.
Yeah, so we're just missing Konami. I've just sent him an invite. So hopefully he can get back in pretty quick.
So yeah,
Now,
looks like everyone else managed to keep it safe and managed to stay in the lobby by the looks of things.
yeah.
Yeah, we only had 13
Uh,
drivers running in, didn't we?
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's only him we're waiting on.
Yeah, so it's just Konami that we need to slot in, find out quickly what's going on with him.
Is he
Oh,
joining
he's
back?
I have sent him one.
There he is.
He's back now, is he? Nice.
Oh, he's just loading in. Yeah, he's got his Red Bull seat back. So that is everyone
Yes, there he
in,
is.
ready to go.
He was above Llama. So Konami fifth, Llama sixth, Ricciardo. That looks good.
Is that everyone? Everyone in place?
Uh, almost. I just need to put Ghost in, like the collisions back on,
Ah, very good. Yes.
and I think that's everything. Qualifying is off. Yes.
Custom grid. Yeah. 27 laps of racing. Let's go.
So let's get everybody ready and up, and let's get round 2 underway of AM Tier 1.
We have the real Tico, Tico, however you say his name, in chat saying hello to everyone.
Yeah, he's a known driver in here, so
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, it looks like everyone's getting the message to be ready up to get going.
lovely jubbly.
Most British saying that. Lovely jubbly. I can't name a thing British people say more.
Other than, do you fancy a cuppa?
If you're offering, mate, I'll take one. Well, look, to be fair, I don't think I finished mine yet. No, I haven't. I made one just before qualifying, and it seems that I never finished it.
I tend to do that. Forget, like, I've made a hot drink. So we've just got to, while we're back in here now, we'll just wait for everybody to reapply their setups, do their strategies, and then get themselves ready. They usually get given a couple of minutes before readying up, a minute or two.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much going to be. I'm expecting it to be a one stop. Obviously, safety car can alter that. We could see maybe a bit of a soft run a bit later in the race if that's the case, or if a driver is lower down just trying to sneak a fastest lap, he might pit if he has the time to. But it's going to be a close grid. Drivers may not have that time um, to just box just to get a fastest lap because they may end up finishing out the points, and then it counts for nothing. Apart from the fact that everyone
Yeah,
ahead of them doesn't get the point.
like I expect turn 1 and 2, as always on this track, to be fairly eventful. Hopefully, everybody can get through unscathed. But even in the real world, F1 turn 1 and 2 at the start of a race is, I'd say, on this track is probably one of the most difficult. Like Japan's quite a tough one to take as well, being at such a speed for a turn 1 when at the start of a race. But
Yeah.
with this being such a tight chicane, it's narrow, and then the fact of it being a chicane, it's a recipe for a bit of wheel bumping at least. But hopefully that's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, turn
Bear
one.
with me 1 second. Sorry, why these finish off doing a setup? So I'm just gonna quickly grab myself a drink because I've run out of fluid.
That's why I brought myself 2
I
pints
shall
before.
be 2 seconds.
Yeah. I made that mistake the other night, not bringing water with me to a commentary. Obviously, you start losing your voice after so long of talking. Make sure to bring plenty, and then you don't have to worry about it later on. But as I was saying, one-stop strategy is the expected. Maybe either, really the only two options you'll be given, I think, are the hards to the mediums, or obviously vice versa. Most people will often go for the prior one of the hards first, getting the slower tyre out of the way first, going long into the race before coming in, probably with about maybe 10-15 laps to go, onto the medium tyres, as they can go about 15 to 20 laps, can't they?
Right, I am back. And just in time
Perfect
by the
timing.
sounds of it.
Yeah. I'll leave this bit to you, my friend.
Yeah, so we have 4 lights, 5 lights. Holding long, and we are away. Yeah, we
have a
are away
jump
for
start.
round 2.
We have a jump start for our pole
Yeah.
sitter, by the way.
Oh, yeah, they definitely had a jump. I didn't notice that.
Oh, contact!
Oh,
Big
oh,
pile
somebody's
up
gone
at
off.
turn one. 2 drivers going off track. Penalty for not 2 row. I'm guessing that's his name.
Yeah, that might be for. I think he was the one that went across track, so that could be for an unintentional corner cut, I think. But
I believe
we'll have to wait and see on that one after the race.
I'm pretty sure I did see some debris there. It looks like the Haas has got a bit of damage, or that could just be my eyes. Yeah, the Haas is missing his front
Yeah,
left
he's missing
end
his
plate.
left.
What about the RB behind him? The RB looks safe. He got through turn 1 nice and cleanly. It looks like everyone else did as well. We had Kainame dropping quite a few places there. Currently now in P11. Sorry, not P7.
But that little moment into turn 1 and 2 has allowed P1 to already put a 2-second gap on coming towards the end of the first lap.
Yeah,
So-
maybe taking that drive through as he did. Obviously coming off the line a bit earlier than he should have legally, as we see the RB going down the inside, actually making his way up into 5th place. As I was saying, having the jump start maybe actually saved him from all the pile up. As we have Defi serving his penalty as of an instant.
Serve it early, yeah. Because he does get 3 laps, so I thought he might have gone another lap maybe to try and put more, as much of any kind of little bit of time he can on them behind, but he's decided to take it early. As now we have Josh Rosa as our new leader, as he's got past Supply Raptor.
But it does look like Raptor is kind of trying to shape up for a move. Obviously, you want to make the driver ahead of you make the mistake, and you don't want to force a mistake on yourself, because that could ruin your race. But the longer you stay in the mirrors of the driver ahead, especially I find, they start panicking just a little bit. Their heart starts pounding, their head starts racing. They're like, do I go defensive here? Do I not? But the second that they make that little bit of a mistake, you can pounce and easily make up the place.
And now the DRS is open as well, been activated as well. the car in front is going to have to, he'll have no choice but to deploy battery if he wants to try and stay in front. So it's all just a matter of time before he doesn't have the battery to defend.
Very much so.
Which is one of the most difficult things on this track, like we were saying earlier, with so much of the track being throttled down, there's not really many places to get much charge back.
Yeah, as we see, the McLaren's going side by side there a bit during turn 1, making it, everyone keeping it nice and clean. As Cos Mindset is out, I don't know what happened there. Has he just had an accident at? We have at least we have Defi here.
It's a full course safety car, but unfortunate for Cos Mindset there. It
looks like he had an incident.
It's a bit further back, so we didn't quite catch what happened.
I didn't quite catch that either, but by the looks of things, he had an accident where he must have lost, maybe he lost it under DRS, which then caused him into a bit of a spin as he pulled out, obviously, off the slipstream to make the overtake. And it looks like there's a lot of debris on at the wall, so that could very much be why he's no longer with us for the race.
Yeah, so we've got a full course safety car here on lap 3, and the cars have yet to catch up with it, so we're going to be at least to lap 5, 6 before we get back under green flag. So I wonder if anybody is going to use the opportunity to make a pit stop, or whether they think it's too soon just yet. The Supply Raptor definitely won't be thinking about it, as he's on the hards at the front. So I do see somebody.
It looks like a couple
looks like
drivers.
that Hassie's going to use the opportunity to get that wing replaced,
Very
I would
much
imagine.
So, yeah. We have Ricky in as well, who was just ahead of him, going onto what looks to be the medium tyres, as Cos Mindset has left the session. Obviously, maybe a bit upset with what happened to him. But the 4 drivers we had, obviously now at the very back, we have Ricky, his teammate Kainami sat there in P10, the Haas, obviously with the front wing change after the turn 1 incident, sat there in P11 with Rimmer, is his name? Rimmer?
Yeah, Rimmer.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna have to start learning everybody's names. I can work on it throughout the week.
I'm wondering if both these Red Bulls are thinking that they can take the hards to the end here, because both of them have stopped for the hards, or whether that was like for damage or anything. I didn't see what tyre they started on, so if they started on softs, then yeah, I can see why they might be taking the stop now and taking the opportunity, but I can't see them starting on softs.
Okay.
So
I've got race director here open, Ricky and Kainame, obviously the 2 we're on about in the Red Bulls. They started on the medium tyre, so they must be thinking about going to the end. And then
that's what I'm thinking, either that or it's damage related.
Yeah, very much so. And not Turo, I don't know how to say his name, hit in the Haas, as well as Rimmer, both had to have a front wing change, so both of them having a bit of a scuffle there on the opening laps, causing damage. But lucky for them, safety car.
They will be thankful of the safety car, yeah.
Very much
Either
so.
way, that's saved them at least the 5 seconds. 4 or 5 seconds, I think it is, that it takes for the front wing to get changed on top of the tyre change.
Yeah, I mean Monza as well. It's not a long pit. It's not a long pit lane, but it's long enough to lose a lot of time in the pits. So having that as well as a front wing change could have been very costly for their race. But obviously, lucky for those 2 boys at the now at the back of the grid. They have the ability to stay in the fight for maybe a couple of points. As the race goes on, obviously, we'll see what happens.
So just having a look to see who our biggest gainers and biggest losers are while we're behind this safety car. Got HTL Llama in 2nd, he's up 4 positions. Pro Ultra in 4th is up 4 positions. And then Scorenzi, Ty Clear and Edge are all up 6. Got Defi, who had that drive-through at the beginning, who's down 7. And also the Haas in 11th is down 7 positions, so they're our biggest losers
so far,
on positions at the moment. Yeah, so
But the one
I
thing I
don't.
didn't predict is exactly
There's
what
only been
happened.
4 people who have stopped, so that's the one, 2 with damage, and then the 2 Red Bulls.
But
We don't.
things,
We're not quite 100% sure on whether that's a strategy thing or a
yeah.
damage call for the Red Bulls.
As you're speaking there, coming through Sector 3 now, we have the call from the race directors that the safety car will be in this lap. We will go back to racing for the next 20 odd laps.
Would you like this one? As I had the race start, I'll let you take the safety car
Go on
restart.
then, let's have some fun with a safety car restart. As you can see, our current race leader, after the safety car, looking to bolt at the latest possible point, trying to catch the 2 McLarens behind him out. Obviously, no DRS for this beginning lap after the safety car, but after that, he will be a sitting duck, as the saying goes, as he is bolted, burning the battery down into turn 1. Obviously, we had an accident here not too long ago. Can these boys keep it nice and clean? As we see a bit of a gap forming there, about 3 wide there, as the
Oh,
as the Mercedes
yeah,
goes deep
the
and collects a
he
car or two
mounted
behind
the
him. By the
sausage
looks of
curb.
things, it looks like he collected the McLaren, and the McLaren has lost part of his end plate. By the looks of it,
Is
yeah,
that
he has
Josh
lost his
Rose
front
or Llama?
Llama, sorry. He has
Llama.
lost his front left end plate, as you see there. Pro Ultra getting up into second place there now, up 6 places from the race start, drifting his way through the corner, maybe having a bit of a show off moment.
Just had Edge have a little. I think he might have dipped a tyre coming out of that second chicane, and he shot off to the right. In the background, he's now 3 seconds behind the pack because of that. So, unfortunate moment for Edge.
Yeah, no
As we
side by
see
sides at the
the
moment, by the looks of things, as we do
no,
see actually
they
one of the Red Bulls pull out, as that is Ricky overtaking the Williams there, getting the move done nice and early, not having to worry. But the Williams is having another look. Is he going to make the move? Not quite now, as we can have another run down to turn 1. Can we keep it nice and clean, boys?
So as DRS now gets re-enabled, they won't have it obviously for this first straight because the detection point is just before the line, so they'll have to wait half a lap before that comes into play. But
oh, we have a spin for Deffy. The man who got pole position is currently now at the, well, not the very back of the grid. We have Edge just behind him, but he had a bit of a spin there coming out of turn 2, making him drop further down the pack. It's not been a good day for him, has it?
so I wonder if it's just trying to get temp back into the tyres. I mean, it's been over a lap now. You would have thought the temperature would have started coming back, but the hards can be a difficult one to fire back up after a safety car, especially when like they're brand new and not been scrubbed in yet as well.
Very much so, especially for the boys who, like you said, had to pit early on, due to either damage or making a call just to try and go long on the harder tyres, as the 2 Red Bull boys have done. An issue with doing that, though, it is going to leave them, as I said obviously previously, a sitting duck. They're gonna have really high wear compared to everyone else around them, who will be pitting in probably another 10, maybe a couple laps time. Obviously, if they started on the medium tyres, if they started on the hards, they're going to be even worse off considering they're currently on the hards. Those mediums are going to warm up nice and quickly, maybe a lap or 2 after the pit stop phase, and they're just going to get swarmed by everyone on the mediums, and it could very much leave them possibly even out at the points if they are not careful.
The pack is keeping it very tight off this restart. There's not many people out of the DRS of the car in front. You have Deffy who had that spin. He's just getting himself back into DRS of tight clear. And then you've got Reimer just out of it behind, and then Edge out of it behind. And I think they're the only 2 that are not in DRS of the car in front. So everyone keeping it very tight at the moment and not being able to sort of pull any gap or overtake the car in front.
Yeah, very much so, as we do see actually a penalty there, obviously from early on. Sorry, I thought that was only a recent penalty. No, the Haas has still got the penalty from early on, but we did see Supply Raptor looking to have a move maybe into the fast chicane there, not quite committing to it. but he is going to have the run now. Obviously, Pro Ultra currently in first. He's going to drop down 2 or 3 places here if he is not
Yeah, the
careful.
DRS is so strong around this track on this game. It's
Oh,
you want to try
contact!
and save. I've just seen an end plate or something go flying into the runoff. As you said that,
Yeah, very much so. It looked
don't
like
know
it was
who
the
it came from.
McLaren. I believe that was. I believe it was Llama. Yeah, Llama's lost his front end plate. He has gone into the back of. I believe it was Kainame. I don't think he lost many places from the incident, but went into the back of him at turn one, trying to brake a little bit later than his competition, trying to make up a little bit of time maybe. But in doing so, caused he got a bit of contact, losing his front end plate, and he's going to have to box again for another wing change.
Yeah, I think Duffy's starting to make his way back through the pack after that spin. So he's got the pace, as we saw in qualifying. The pace is in there. He's just not had the best of luck in this race so far. With the it was a drive-through, wasn't it? He jump start, and then he's had that little moment. Luck doesn't seem to be on this guy's side at the so far, but with what's that? We've got now 17, as we're just starting attempts, so 17 laps to go, and the way he's making it through, he could still put himself into a decent position here if he manages to keep his nose clean.
Yeah, I mean, obviously pit stop phases as well. Drivers can always make up time with a cheeky undercut if they are smart enough. He could see himself very much up in maybe P5 if he's very lucky today.
I think Josh Rose is having a look. He's not going to go for it, but he is right up the diffuser of that Supply Raptor.
Well, it looks like an
Saw
Aston
another
Martin
move
has
going on
gone
in the
round.
background, yeah.
Bit of a half spin there for Deffy, the man we was just praising a lot. Maybe the praise got a bit to his head, let's say.
He does look like he's fighting the car. I'm wondering if it's like a pure one lap setup that he's using, and like from the pace that we saw in qualifying, and under a full race load of, well, half races we run half distance.
Yeah.
It's just not giving him the same sort of joy he was getting in qualifying.
Yeah. As we are coming around, obviously the final corner here, we have this top 5 pack. We starting seeing these slight packs forming as virtual safety cars out. I'm very unsure why. That
Somebody's made a dive. That was a Haas. Sorry to interrupt you there. I just saw somebody make a very late dive to the pit then as that came out.
Yeah, virtual safety car, obviously the second version of the safety car we've had in 10 laps, quite literally. But I was just about to say, we had a lot of drivers all within a second of the race leader. The top 5, was, as of when I was starting to talk, was only 1.08 seconds. Just shows how not only quick, but how consistent these lads are. They're consistently able to stay within the gaps while managing their battery, while managing their tyres. We got some of the best on display here today, don't we?
Oh yeah, the front pack. Well, anyone out of this lot really. I know quite a few of these in here, and on their day they can all put. I mean, anyone can, but these guys on their day they can put laps in that you just think to yourself, how and where are you finding this time?
I mean,
because I would love to know, and I would love to find it myself.
I'm very much in the same boat with you there. As we do see the yellow flags, it's perfectly timed actually there. The yellow flags turning into green. DRS obviously is enabled as it wasn't a full course, so it looks like Supply Raptor could lose a place or two as the McLaren heads round to the outside. As we do actually see Pro Ultra having a little bit of a look there, not committing to it. Obviously the gap wasn't there, the move was never on. Very smart decision making from the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls, as we do very much get hated if we say the name wrong.
So these two Red Bulls are still, they've been together most of the qualifying, they were close together, and now they're together in the race. I'm wondering if these two are going to try and figure out something that they can do together to capitalize on any of the guys in front. But this front five are keeping it very, very close. There's less than this. It's half a second or less between all of them, so they're right on each other's tail.
Yeah, very much so. And with what you were saying with the Red Bulls and working together, it's very difficult because of the place they're in. If they were second and third, they could have done a lot more. As we could have had, obviously Ricky's currently the lead Red Bull driver. He could have made the overtake going into maybe turn one, and then held up Josh Rose, obviously there in the McLaren, for his teammate to overtake, and then they could just work together, keeping all the drivers back, or they could work together, DRS swap in to just try and gain a bit of advantage. As I'm talking there, we do see Supply Raptor making a bit of a dive down the inside. It looks like gets the move done at turn one, keeping it nice and clean this time, the drives at turn one.
Yeah, I was just had a thought, and I just had a little look as well. The front three, they haven't stopped yet. Where Ricky and Konami both have. So have Red Bull played, depending on what happens for the rest of the race with safety cars or anything, but have they played the ultimate hand here?
Oh, a bit of tyre lock in there. Sorry to say.
Yeah, I've just seen that, so we'll just have a little look. They are stuck together still. They are still stuck together. What is going on there?
I was just about to praise the racing between the boys there. They kept it nice and clean side by side for a corner or two, and then it looked like Pro Ultra just maybe lost where he was a little bit, getting his front right locked with Ricky's back left, or vice versa maybe. Obviously I wasn't too clued up on it.
That's one of the issues that a lot of people have with this game is when you make contact like that, is for some reason the game doesn't like to let you get off of each other.
No, very much.
It's like when you come together, you're staying together, and unless both drivers, I think, turn in opposite directions at the same time, it's just near enough impossible to unlock it.
Just saying, I'm not sure if you actually caught that, but there was a beautiful, beautiful switchback there at turn one, turn two, by the Red Bull driver who's currently now sat in P2.
Going side by side again. He's looking. No, he's not going for it. I thought he was going to go for it into the second chicane then.
I very much did too.
Konami is made his way up. Like I say, as I was saying before, that Supply Raptor, Josh Rose, they haven't stopped yet. So they're going to have to stop. Where Konami, Defi, I think as Defi, I don't know without double checking, but off the top of my head, Konami and Ricciardo both have. So Ricciardo, unfortunately, has had that little moment that dropped him back a little bit, but they seem, if he's unscathed and not got any damage, he's caught right back up. So he's,
as we are talking
he's
about,
not
Ricky
lost
there,
too much in the end.
He had a great exit out of this chicane, obviously, on the run down to this final corner. It looked like it was he could have easily got the move done, but maybe Josh Rose there just using a bit of battery just to keep him behind a little bit more, as we see
Pro Ultra going in.
Yeah, that is very much who jumped in, as Defi has made his way up into P1.
Three ride almost. That was almost a three. Oh, I think there was slight contact with the Alpine there. Either that or Aston Martin. Either that or he locked.
I think he had a bit of a lock-up, yeah.
Yeah, he definitely, the front end sort of looked like it snapped into the corner more.
Yeah. But as we
these
were
Red Bulls are looking in very, very good position for a 1-2 here if they manage to keep it clean.
2 laps ago, Kainamo was behind Ricky in P6, and 2 laps later, he's leading the race.
Yeah.
That's how close these boys are. Within a lap or two, the order could be switched around on its head. We could see anything, yeah.
If they don't lose too much, like with stopping for these hards early in grip and everything towards the end of the race, they could have played the perfect strategy here and stop him for the hards when they did. Because no one else seemed to have done that who were on the mediums, so I don't think they would have much of a threat other than people on fresher tyres trying to catch up.
Yeah, I mean, And as we are, oh, we have a 10-second tyre penalty there for Supply Raptors. I was just about to talk about
Yeah, he's just gone into
what
the
has
pit.
happened in the race, as we've had a couple of people in chat ask about what's happened as they may have missed the
Wheel
start.
banging in turn one there between the Red Bull and Aston Martin. Definitely was looked like definitely might have. I wouldn't say pushed his way through,
It
but
was very much a squeeze on
it,
exit, let's say.
yeah, it was definitely on the limit.
But
That's what
now,
it looked like. But he's managed to get himself even after that drive through and that he's now back in the front position as it stands. But like I say, these Defi in first and Josh Rose in second both have yet to stop. So I'd imagine they'll be thinking of doing that soon, and they're trying to drag these hards out to go onto the softs and skip the mediums.
yeah, I mean,
Excuse me.
as you were just on about the Red Bulls, oh, bit of a moment there for what looks to be Kainame there, very much getting it all out of whack. Um,
Yeah, I just
they
saw him a
are
bit deep coming out of Ascari there.
they are net P1 and P2. As these
Yeah,
boys have to pit,
I
they're
would
going to
say so.
lose about, I believe it's about 25 seconds the time loss in the pits, as we do see the McLaren dive in. Now, do these two just DRS swap and DRS swap for the remaining 10 laps that we have and guarantee a P1, P2? Maybe not quite as fast as like.
And then maybe fight it out last lap or something.
Maybe, yeah. I
Like,
mean, fastest
yeah.
lap currently sits with the Haas as he just makes his way up into P5. So maybe not maximum points today for the Red Bulls, but we could very much see a P1 and P2 for the team.
You just see Pro Ultra get past Josh Rose as he's just come out on them cold tyres, so everyone's going to get them fired back up as soon as. He has gone on to the mediums, so the softs don't last that long. I'm pretty sure, if off the top of my head, if I remember, they're not usually a tyre you want to take much past 5 laps around this track because of how
Around
quick
any
you're
track.
going. They just wear out so quick. Yeah. And I think where you're going so fast on this track and chucking it into the corners, it just eats the softs, eats them alive. So,
Mm.
to be fair, the mediums for 10 laps, I would say, is the right choice.
Yeah, as you're talking there, we see 2 penalties there for drivers. Defi is getting a 10-second for speeding in the pit lane, and Strousey getting a 3-second there, currently sat in P6 for track limit
Konami's just
violations.
taken the lead. Sorry to interrupt you there. Into
That's
turn
all right.
1 over Ricciardo. So these Red Bulls are now on their way because Ty Clear in third behind them is to stop yet as well, I believe.
Yeah, I mean,
So they are away now. If they can just look after the tyres, that's all they've got to do. They're not under any pressure unless they fight each other, obviously. So it's just a matter now. If they play their cards right, which they have so far, they should go into a bit of tyre management, I think.
yeah, I mean
Just
they're
to
on
make sure they
14
can
lap
take the
old
hards.
hards. They're on 14
Yeah.
lap old hards, so the hards should still be in a
There's 9
reasonably okay working window. But the
9
to
to go,
behind them,
so.
about 9 to go. But the drivers behind them are all on mediums, on fresh mediums as well, apart from Strousey and no, not 2, who are both on 7 lap old. But could we? I mean, third place. It doesn't look like they're going to catch. Obviously, these two can just DRS swap now for the remaining 9 laps. It looks like this could
Yeah.
be the finishing order for today.
I hate to say it personally, but it definitely appears like it could be a Red Bull masterclass today.
Not a fan of the Red Bulls, no.
It's not so much Red Bull. It's a particular 2 people within the team.
What do you have
Like,
against Ricky and Kainame? They're great people. Well, especially Ricky. I've never spoken to Kainame.
Not these 2, but I don't take it away from Max. Max is a great driver. He wouldn't be where he is if he wasn't. But I just think sometimes his attitude gets the better of him and it brings him down. Like, it's all right having attitude, but I think sometimes he goes too far. Like, he's just a bit I've just never been a fan of him as a person, but as a driver, he's you can't take away
No,
the
you
fact
can't.
he's a great driver.
I mean,
And then,
back-to-back four
you know,
world titles says a lot. Obviously, the RB19. Was it the RB19? That was where he won. I think it was every race of the season, or was it the car after that?
yeah, maybe the one after.
Might have been
That
the
was just ridiculous. That
it,
car,
it,
that
the
it was
2022
untouchable
car.
that season.
The 2022 season, you couldn't get near him. But we are not worrying about real life driving here because
No,
we
I'm
have
just
a fight
looking at the
between two
pack
Red
to
Bulls
see
anyway.
where our next. We've got these two battling at the front, but I just want to see who else is like our next sort of battles down the pack a little bit, which it looks.
Pro Ultra and
Deffy and
Sprousey.
Josh Rose are the next two. I mean, Deffy's got penalty, Josh Rose hasn't. Supply Raptor is one that was at the top near the beginning, so
Yeah. And Sid's in chat.
there's no like
Oh, gone.
there's not many singled out really, is there? Like it's all
No.
you've got a big pack and then a little pack and then the odd
Apart
one
from
or two
Edge.
drivers.
Edge
Yeah.
and Ty Cleave, obviously both of them at
Ty's
points.
just stopped. And then Edge. So other than those two, everyone else is sort of
Someone to fight,
with
yeah.
someone else, yeah. So also a lot of close battles going on around the track. As it doesn't look like the Red Bulls are being aggressive with each other, so it definitely appears like they're using
but
their heads and
yeah,
they
it would
are
be silly.
just
It would be silly too.
yeah. It's just a matter of slingshot now and just keep with their tyres as well. With how old their tyres are, they must be starting to feel it. So they're going to want to keep as much as they can down the straights and work together as much as they can down the straight because they're going to lose it in the corners over the fresher tyres of the guys behind. But their gap to the nearest person behind is 15 seconds, and that's not Zyro, who's also got a penalty. So I think, unless a safety car was to happen,
yeah,
it's a done deal for these Red Bulls this week. They have played
their cards right.
Their poker cards right. Yeah, that like what was I looking for? A full house. They've played a full house, or yeah, like and. As I'm looking at the Aston Martin right up the diffuser of this Haas, like pushing him into the second chicane pretty much there. These two are very close to each other.
Yeah.
Deffy is wanting to get past as soon as he can, I think, because he's definitely shown the pace, so
yeah, very much
I'd
so.
imagine he's feeling maybe a little bit hampered by the Haas in front of him.
Yeah. I mean, final 5 or 6 laps to go now. Let's have a quick recap of the race, let's say, for some people who may have missed the start of it. Obviously, turn 1, lap 1, we had a full course safety car come out, didn't we? After we had about a 3 or 4 car pile up, I believe it was.
No, it wasn't a safety car first lap. I think the safety car came third lap. We did have an incident in the first lap, turn 1, with the Haas that went off.
Yeah, yes, very much so.
The safety car came out on lap 3, I think it was.
Yeah, safety car came out when Mindset ended up retiring, didn't it?
Yeah.
He had a bit of an accident where I believe he hit the wall. As we see, contact between the Mercedes and the McLaren of Supplier Raptor and Josh Rose, respectively. It looks like just going a little bit deep into turn 1. It was.
Yeah, so I'm just going to stay with this pack for a minute because these are all fighting it out, and we'll come back to like the Red Bulls a couple of laps time or something. I just want to see. We want to keep an eye and see what goes on because there's 3 out of the 4 with penalties. So Josh Rose is set to gain the most here with getting that last podium position.
Yeah, I mean, as long as he can stay, I believe it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's only a 3-second. It's a 10-second time penalty for Deffy. So he's going to drop back. If I can get my maths right, he could be dropping back to about maybe, I believe it would be about 7th or 8th he's going to be dropping back. And for Supply, it's going to be maybe even further. Supply could be at the point.
10 seconds. And his pit entry, as we see the Mercedes making a overtake down the main straight on the McLaren. Supply Raptor going past Josh, but he's got that 10-second penalty, so
Yeah, Josh isn't worrying whatsoever. He knows in his head everyone around him is penalty, so he can lose all the
he's
positions
net
if he wants.
P3 here. Yeah, if he's calculated it himself right, or if he's listening, he's sort of he should know that he's in that net P3 if he manages to keep it clean.
Sid saying a Ricky domination could bore fans, but it very much hasn't been a Ricky domination for the entire race. That man has spent a lot of his time in 5th place for this race.
Yeah, he's played it patient.
Yeah, he's played
and
played
he had
the
that
long
moment
game.
as well where he locked up with another car, which set them back a little bit. So
Yeah, a couple
he's
laps
had to
ago.
work for it. He has had to work for it, definitely.
But all these drivers have had to work for the points that they've got. Obviously, as we've been saying throughout the evening, it's such a tight pack. I mean, look, you can see the I believe that is from 3rd right down to 7th, all within one picture. So you can just see how quick these boys are, and how much of a little mistake is so costly.
Yes, this pack of 4 still the closest ones together, and they have chopped a bit of time off looking at the guys in front with these fresher tyres, because I'm sure a couple of laps ago that was at 15 seconds.
Yeah,
or something like that. So they have cut some time off, but they're not going to cut enough off to put them under any kind of pressure, especially with the penalties that they're carrying.
But I mean, even if somehow Raptor and Defi do overtake both the Red Bulls, they've got a 13 and a 10-second time penalty respectively.
Defi's just cut 2 seconds off in that couple of corners. Sorry, that's just shocked me there. We've literally just said 13, and now it's in the 11s. He's really, really pushing that car now.
Do remember as well, though, the Red Bulls are on very, very old.
Yeah.
They're on 20-lap-old hards, whereas Defi and Supplier are on 6 and 8-lap-old
I'd love
mediums.
to know the percentage of their tyres. I bet they've got to be coming in that 60s, late 70s,
Yeah.
coming like getting close to punch range. I'd
Very
imagine.
much so. Obviously,
I bet they're looking
range.
at it, praying that they hold on, because as we've said a few times, with this track being such a flat-out track, it's so demanding on the tyres through the high-speed corners.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, even with Defi and everyone gaining, they don't have enough time. We have 2.5 laps left of the race. They don't have the time to. But even if they did, again, 10-second time penalty for Defi and Raptor. If they do overtake us, Defi goes a bit wide there. Sorry.
Ricciardo's just left the session. No, what's gone on there? Is he was having
internet issues. Yeah.
His internet provider was doing updates or something. That they were deciding to do updates earlier on, so he was having internet issues. So I'm wondering if it's anything to do with that. I mean, it shouldn't affect him too badly, other than maybe for the win if he doesn't get back in time.
Very much so,
but
yeah.
As we know, with Defi having that 10-second penalty, he shouldn't lose the 2nd place at least.
No.
So it's unfortunate. I can't invite him back because Ricky has a bug with his. If he goes into his friends list, he definitely ain't getting back in. So he's somebody on Steam has to get him.
But maybe one of the other lads can be nice.
Yeah,
and get him
normally.
in for us. Let him finish the race.
Last time he had a disconnect and he managed to find his way back in. So, I mean, our rules here, I think he has, but our rules here say that you have to manually drive 90% of the race to be classified. So
he definitely has done at least 90% of the race.
Yeah, he should have got past that 90% and be safe enough to be classified still. So if he doesn't manage to get back in this last lap. Defi, obviously, the AI is staying with the teammate, which is one good thing for Ricky. But even still, Defi has now cut that gap down to 6 seconds.
Yeah, But coming on to the final
So
lap now, I don't think he even has
yeah,
the
we're
time to
on
catch
the
up to the back, does he?
final,
He
and
might do actually.
just want to see who our closest guys are for the battle towards the end. I think even though Supply's got the 10-second, it's still this pack here. We've got Reimer close to Llama behind, but he will gain that position whether he makes the overtake or not, because the car in front has a penalty, but he has made the move anyway. No, yeah, he
Yeah,
has.
both
Reimer is now
things.
in
Yeah,
front of
he
Llama.
wants the track. He wants the on track.
Yeah, they're
Um,
racers. Of course, they want to be the one in front. You know, with natural racer in it. Like you, you wouldn't be able to call yourself a racer if you didn't want to at least get in front, whether you had a penalty or not. And
exactly.
like, it's just one of them, and you want the ego, the boasting rights over that the other car, and say, no, well, I still beat you on track.
Yeah, every driver, as much as they say they don't, every single racing driver in the sim world or in the real life world, they all have an ego. It comes with the job, let's say.
We've got a McLaren making a move. Josh Rose making a move on the Supply now. He's going for it in this last lap just to confirm the position and say, yeah,
Thank you
this
very
fourth is
much.
definitely mine. And then, depending on the Defi penalty, whether that's something he could get removed or not after the race. As it stands, Josh is set for that third place, and Konami has taken the win.
And Ricky has
Ricciardo
taken
didn't
it.
manage to get back in. Yeah, sorry, we got a bit distracted with the Ricciardo disconnecting that, but the Red Bulls both take the win here in Monza. They played the ultimate strategy game as they both stopped early under that first safety car. I mean, there was no guarantee back then. They didn't know if there was going to be any more safety cars or anything like that. So it was a gamble when they made that decision, but it definitely paid off for them. And then we have Josh Rose confirming that third position.
Yeah.
And just looking Defi with that 10-second, he fell to 6th. So yeah, we'll go through. We've got Konami who's taken first, Ricciardo in second, Josh Rose to finish the podium. Not Zyros, I think not Zyro we'll call him. In the Haas coming in fourth, Pro Ultra in fifth, Defi with that 10-second penalty dropping to 6th. And they've just disappeared, so I'll give you the rest of the names in a second.
Yeah, I mean, as obviously we have said, it was very much it was a risk, but it also wasn't. Obviously,
Yeah, when
boxing
they
under a
made the
safety car.
decision.
It's I think for any smart driver, it was a clear cut decision. Box onto the hard tires, go to the end, because everyone ahead of you still has to box.
Yeah,
Everyone will
definitely,
lose
because no
those
one else
20
decided to.
seconds. Everyone will lose those 15 to 20 seconds in the pits. So it's a given. You box. Obviously, it was a double stack, I believe. Maybe one boxed a bit earlier. Um, but yeah, it was a great race. Very smartly done by both of them, not fighting each other throughout. Maybe having the team orders in each other's ear, um, saying you go ahead, no, you go ahead throughout.
Yeah, we don't know if they were speaking to each other or not. You know, that's unknown. But if they were, they definitely, well, sorry, if they weren't, they definitely still played their team game right and was on the same wavelength as each other, because none of them appeared to make any sort of reckless move, should we say, on the other one just for the position.
Yeah.
So they took the teammate into consideration.
Yeah, very much so. But
So just looking, we didn't have any of our top three. None of the top three were Xbox, so unfortunately I can't jam any of them an interview, because Xbox, I think I said it last week, they need to catch up, and they've integrated Discord, but not that you can hear it on stream. Everybody could hear me, but they wouldn't be able to hear you or anyone else in the Discord, so they just need to hurry up and sort that out, because I don't know why
That is odd.
why that isn't a thing. Yeah, you can do it with Xbox Party, but you can't with the Discord chat. So they need to hurry up and make that a thing because it will make it a lot easier. But
Yeah.
other than that, I would say for Monza, and we what did we have? We had 13. That was
Yeah, 13 drivers.
close all the way through. We only had that one safety car near the beginning, so everybody was sort of still close to each other anyway. So it wasn't like it brought everybody back together as such. It just kept everybody together that little bit longer. But no major gaps really started pulling out until them last few laps. Like it was very tight for majority of that, especially at the front.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was great racing from everyone. Obviously, we had action up and down the grid. We had a few spills from drivers as well, giving us that extra bit of drama.
Yeah, so unfortunately with the Ricky not being able to manually drive over the line and confirm it himself, but I think it was only for a lap and a half or 2 laps, so I do think he's definitely driven past that 90% that is required in the league to be
100%.
classified, so he should
He,
still keep that position.
yeah, very much so.
But
Very much so.
yeah, other than that, that's round two now over of 12, so 10 more to go. We've had a good taste on a higher downforce track with Australia last week, and then now we've just had that high-speed track to really see what it's like in the grid, and both races were tight, like with gaps. So
Mm.
I think we're in for a season of that's unpredictable. To be fair, I don't think we're going to be able to not anytime soon. Anyway, stick a finger on one particular standout person and say, yeah, I think they're in with a chance of winning this championship, because
It's too early to
it's
call.
tight. It's hard. I mean, if I was to give it to say someone, it would be Deffy, because he's shown such a strong pace today. But that's
Yeah,
just off one race. It could be a good track for him, or he could be like that every race. We don't know yet. We'll soon find that one out as the season goes on.
very much
But
so. Yeah.
as I am on the subject of the season, we do have this was as I say, our American tier today, our newly started American tier. We do have two EU tiers that are currently running, which will be this Wednesday. The EU2 will be over here on Twitch, streamed by myself at 7 p.m. UK time, and EUT1 will be over on YouTube at the same time, as far as I'm aware. Still, I don't think we've changed the timing yet, so they're both at 7 p.m.
Yeah,
UK
both
time on
7 p.m.
Wednesday. So yes, if you enjoyed what you've seen today,
Check that out.
make sure you come back on Wednesday. Yeah, drop us a follow so you get notification. Make sure you come back on Wednesday to catch EU2, or if you fancy it, go to find us on YouTube and have a look at the EUT1 over on YouTube. Or even better, if you like league racing or fancy league racing,
Come join us.
put I Discord exclamation point Discord into the Discord chat.
Twitch chat.
And that will bring up Twitch chat. Yeah, not Discord. I'm on about the Discord. Into the Twitch chat, and that will bring up our Discord link. Get yourselves into our server. Check it. Have a little look around. Our sign up, it requires you to give a screenshot of Monza that we've raced tonight, Jeddah, and Hungary is the third one. Yeah, so you've just got to send. You click on the sign up, which say which one you want, American, European, and then that'll give you the relevant channel to stick your screenshots into, and the admins will take it from there. So, yeah, this has been Off the Line Racing. I hope you've all enjoyed that, and yeah, it definitely appears that we're going to be in for a spicy season with this American tier. So, after the first two races, so
Yeah, very much so. It's
Look
going to be a good
forward to
season.
find out. I'm just having a before I finish sign it off completely. I'm just bear with me. I'm just trying to see where we are next week.
China?
Yes, I think it is.
I believe it's China.
Yes, next week will be China.
Called it.
That is correct. So yeah, but before that, like I say, come back on Wednesday, either here on Twitch or find us on YouTube for the our European tiers as they take on Monza. So I've been the lanky one,
I've been Ryan.
and good night. Thank you very much for joining us.